We live.
Hey, hey, hey.
We live, baby. We made look, let me make sure I see us. We
Look, we
live.
made it.
We made it. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure. Do y'all see us on live, Nana? I need to know if y'all can see me.
I'm smiling, just holding a smile.
Huh? No, do you see me and Tina? Hold on. Because we live.
It's ain't live right here.
Okay. We live. We just making sure, y'all. We had a little technical difficulty. Let me see, Nana. We on? All right, we on. We in
on?
here.
Okay.
We live. What's it say? We live, baby.
Okay. I was looking
Welcome.
to try to see if I could see it, but I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let me share it. So make sure it gets to
Oh, share
our
it to Facebook. Okay.
uh-huh.
I see y'all. I see y'all, Bubba.
Okay, let me share. Let's share to our people.
Yes, because people texting me. I'm like, I can't respond now, y'all.
You can text and let them know we just shared it.
Okay. They'll probably see it.
Okay. Let me put tune in. We live.
Look at this little piece of hair.
It's gonna be good. All right, I know we live. No, I know y'all see us.
You can't hear.
Okay. You can't hear me?
I ain't turning it
Oh, okay. You ain't turned it up. Okay. This is Jonay's Gym, season 1, episode 10. We have Cameria here.
Hi.
This is Cameria Beasley Blake.
Okay.
This is the season finale of my season 1. So this is my 10th episode. So I'm finished with season 1. Yes, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out with a bang tonight.
Go out with a bang.
But I'm excited. I watched my cousin on Facebook go through a lot, with her son. And the name of this episode is My Son Was Diagnosed with Brain Cancer at the age of 15. We're going to kind of dive into that, and she's going to kind of talk about that. But I want y'all to just tune in. Hey, look. I got my tissue ready because we're gonna laugh, right? We're gonna laugh. We're gonna cry. We're gonna heal. Donation Gyms is about healing, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm excited because we all are in prayer for Terrence. Call him T. Terrence Blake II.
My baby.
Yes, for his healing.
Yes.
Amen.
My baby.
Okay. Let me. I always have a little interview so we can kind of hit the little points that we need to hit. So I'm gonna say a little something, but I'm gonna let you, finish it up. Okay. Now let everybody know. How do you know me?
Well, I know you because you're my cousin. My grandmother on my mom's side and her mom are sisters. So her and my mom are first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where I come from. So she's my cousin. We have the same grandma. Her grandma is my great grandma.
Yeah.
So I grew up, around all of them. And that's how we know each other.
Okay. Now tell everybody where you from.
I am from Camden, Arkansas, born and raised. I have been in Conway for over 25 years now. I came to UCA, and so I've been here ever since. Yeah,
Okay.
Arkansas.
Married, kids,
Oh
all of
yes,
that good
married.
stuff.
So I have been married for 18 years, and
Whoa.
I know
I didn't
18
realize
years.
it's been that long. Oh God.
Yes, 18 years. We're both from Camden. My husband is from Camden. He's Terrence Senior.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I have Terrence the second. He's 17. Um,
I'm gonna do a little sharing while you're talking. I'm gonna share
okay,
some more of this
he's
goodness.
17,
Uh-huh.
and I have Taryn. She's 15, and then I
Mm-hmm.
have Torryn. She's 7. So we have 3
Okay.
children, 2 girls and a boy.
Okay. All right. And uh kind of give me kind of tell us, start from your husband. You told me it was
Okay.
November 2022. Tell us what happened at that
Okay,
time.
my husband just went for a general checkup,
Mm-hmm.
just his normal yearly checkup, and
Mm-hmm.
they had him do some blood work because it seemed like he was an anemic, and so he did some blood work and had him to do some testing and everything, and came back that he needed a what is it called,
Colonoscopy.
colonoscopy.
Okay.
And when he went, just a general colonoscopy, and when they came back, they said they found like a mass. So he had to have that removed. And
Mm-hmm.
then when he did like the CT, it came back cancerous. So this was
Okay.
November of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so he started treatment in December, and
Mm-hmm.
went all the way till April. When he finished, he's cancer free. He actually just went 2 days ago for a 6 month screening. It's still
Uh-huh.
good, no cancer.
God
Praise God.
glory. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so that was April of 23.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, okay, we're done with this. We're
Okay.
back to our regular lives,
Right.
because it
Right.
takes something out of you,
Right.
just the thought of your loved one. And I had to like pick up the pieces, because I don't look, he does everything.
Right.
And so with him down, I had to, like, if we went out of town, I had to drive. I'm not used to driving no more.
Mm-hmm.
And so so I had to pick up the pieces to where he, what he did. And so
Uh-huh.
now I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, we're done with this. So
Okay.
here we go. I'm thinking we back to our regular lives.
Okay. Okay.
He
So
had
I got a quick question about that
yes.
before you go on.
Okay.
The initial day, the initial time that they told you that your husband had cancer, what were your feelings at that time?
Oh, I was scared. I remember being in that room, and I mean, they called him on the Monday,
Mm-hmm.
the week of Thanksgiving. So that Monday they called him and
Mm-hmm.
told. I came home, and he was like, sit down. He told me what they told him, and I was like, it's like I just went numb.
Right. Right. Right.
I had never, like, the feeling that I had. I never felt that. And
Wow.
so then that Thursday, which was that same week, my papa
Mm-hmm.
passed away. My
Ooh.
my papa passed away on Thanksgiving. So
Whoa.
that whole week, and so then that next week is when we went to the doctor, and they told us, it was stage 4. I'm
Whoa.
like, stage 4, and then she was explaining that when it's like that, when you have it always kind of be stage 4. It's like it just
Right.
skips straight by the time you.
Right.
So I just,
It's very
I
aggressive.
yeah, I just didn't
Yeah.
know. I just, I was very numb. I was sad. I was scared. We got
Mm-hmm.
these kids.
Right. Right.
Now we
Right.
got to tell these kids,
Right.
that your dad has cancer. You hear cancer,
Right.
your mind just go there.
Right. You think it's a death sentence, but it's not.
Yeah, that's how you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and every morning I was praising every morning. I had my music going. I just was determined. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna accept this. We're gonna work, and he didn't look like he had cancer. He didn't
Right.
lose any hair. He didn't do any of that. So, when
Wow.
when it was, oh, nobody even knew he was sick. He missed
Mm-hmm.
work. He missed, like, he would have a treatment, go to work the next day.
Wow.
And so,
That's
like,
nothing but God.
yeah,
Mm.
as it went on, he would miss a couple of days. After he kept doing it, he would miss a day. And it was this lady at his job, like, okay, you don't miss work. What's going on with you? So a lot of people didn't know he didn't lose hair. He didn't lose, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He had symptoms
Mm.
that
Right.
we knew about, you know. And so then when April, cancer free, I'm like, okay, we back. We ready. We back to living our lives. You know,
Right.
no,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Right. Right. So what about the kids? I know that was devastating for them.
yeah. And they're really, really close with, we're really close. We're
Yeah,
just a
close.
close
Very
family.
close. We can see that. Everybody
Yeah,
sees that.
we are really close. My kids are really
Everybody sees
close with
that.
their dad. And I remember an incident. T was at school. So T was in the ninth grade.
Hmm.
And I remember, I guess he had a moment at school. He was crying. And one of his good
Hmm.
friends, Brooklyn, she called her mom. And so she talked to him through it. And I didn't even know anything about it. And she told me, like, a
Wow.
couple of weeks later, that he had a moment, about his dad. And
Right.
so,
Right.
we
He,
just we
he
and we
probably
just
didn't
we
want to upset you. He probably didn't want to upset you.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. He watches me now, and that's
Right.
that's the hard thing. He look at my expression. So if
Right.
I'm feeling a certain way, I have to go into another room because he watches
Right.
every.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
So now here we are. Tell me about Terrence. The
So
second. The second. The second.
my baby. That's
Yes.
what I call him, my baby. He just smiles like, you my baby. Or
Right.
I
Just
say,
tell
who
them.
loves you?
Right. Tell
And he
them
just
how
looks
active.
around me.
Yeah. Tell
He
them how
is
active
he is
in
very he
school.
was very active. He started playing piano when he was 7.
Mm-hmm.
So he was playing piano up till he got sick. He been playing the drums since he was in the 6th grade, and he
Mm-hmm.
loves soccer. He plays soccer. He played football too, but soccer was his thing,
Okay.
and he was on the drum line by the time he got to high school. And that year, which was 2023, we had just went to state and nationals.
Wow.
So
Wow.
July,
Mm-hmm.
we went to state and nationals, and I kind of, I'm like, I noticed something, but I didn't notice it. Like,
Right. 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 Right.
looking back now, he wasn't using his left foot. Like, he go for a goal. I'm like, dude, why you ain't use that left foot?
Right.
Man,
Right. Right.
I thought maybe
Right.
he was
Right.
nervous. I look back now and I, think about that. But
Right.
he's
Right.
always been very active, very happy kid, running around, jumping up, picking me up. Yeah, he used to pick me up, like,
Right.
just come in. Yeah, just
Yeah.
that's just his personality.
Yeah. I saw him on there a couple of times. He just seemed like the clown of the family. He just seemed like he
Yes,
just yeah. He
yes,
seemed like
yes, yes.
somebody.
Just happy, really happy, loud. So he got that on a couple sides.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Blake side
Both
and,
sides.
and the Steven side. Yeah.
Right. 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 Okay. Now tell us what. Okay. After the game and y'all saw that was going on. Uh. And you told me he started feeling dizzy. And he thought he was dehydrated.
Yeah, he started feeling dizzy. I was at work. It was during the holiday, and so he was setting his alarm for like 5 o'clock to go out and just practice because I think he was noticing something wasn't right, and
Mm-hmm.
so he was practicing. Then I would call him. I like, you. What are you doing? He's like, well, I just went and worked out. He's like, but I kind of feel dizzy. I'm like, well, maybe because you didn't eat. You just got up, went across the street to practice.
Right. Right.
And like maybe you need because he doesn't eat vegetables. He doesn't eat nothing but meat and bread. So we're thinking, maybe he need, maybe some more nutrients, some
Right.
healthier food, that
Right.
type of thing. And he
Mm-hmm.
thought he was dehydrated, but he was saying dizzy. That's what he was calling.
Okay.
He was calling it dizzy.
Okay. And another time you said that what was his dream? His dream.
Oh, you talking about the dream he had when he got sick,
No,
or
his dream. What is his dream to what he wanted to be?
it was nothing but soccer. Everything was soccer.
Yeah.
Everything was soccer. And so when he was out there practicing,
Mm-hmm.
because they were finna get ready to have tryouts. And
Mhm.
so he was wanting to get on varsity. So he
Mhm.
was working and working and working. And then I never forget, he had tryouts in November. And he made the team, but he came home, he was crying. He was like, I
Mm.
couldn't do the things I needed to do. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, maybe you're just tired. He was
Right.
like, no.
Right.
He was like, I was getting beat by the goalie. The goalies don't beat me.
Okay.
Like, because the way he's not built like a normal soccer player. He's,
Mhm.
most soccer players are really little. He's not. He's bulky, and
Right.
so one of the guys, one of his friends, he
Mhm.
came home. He was like, he what is it? He bodied me. He don't body me. He's like, he don't
He
body
don't.
me. I
He don't
body
play by.
him.
Right. Right. Right.
He's
Right.
like, something is not right. He don't body me. And then he told me he was tying his shoe, and he was tying his shoe and feel like he lost his balance and went forward.
Over.
He was like, what is going on? So I think he was dealing with it,
Right.
and so I ended up taking him to the doctor,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they, had him doing the Gatorades and, drinking and doing all that. And then they was gonna order a monitor, like a halter monitor to, check his heart and all that. So when they did that, it was almost New Year's,
Mhm.
and we were at one of our sister churches, and they
Mhm.
called T to play the drums. And while he was playing, I'm like, why is he off beat?
Right.
I'm like, what is he? I'm just like, what the heck is wrong? And
Right.
so when he came back, he just wasn't moving right. He wasn't, I knew something, but I had been praying
Mhm.
before this, like, God, just show me what's going on with him. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
thought maybe he was stressed or depressed. I'm in mental health, so I'm thinking all those things. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I pray. I said, God, just
Mhm.
show me what is wrong with my baby. I had like his coaches, previous coaches, was messaging him,
Mhm.
just talking to him, just trying to see. I reached out to them, and
Right. Right.
so when we got home from the New Year's Eve service, I was talking to him, and he had got in trouble because I had some groceries, and he just went to sleep, and his daddy was like, I took his phone, and his daddy was like, man, why you didn't do what your mama said? What's going on? He was like, well, what did he say? He said it was heavy for me. Like, this dude,
Mhm.
like, to know T, he's a macho. He
Right.
ain't gonna let you outdo him. He ain't gonna let you out bench him. He gonna
Competitive.
bench. He gets very competitive. And the thing with soccer, they don't bench like the footballs bench.
Mhm.
So when
Mhm.
he liked to work out with the football players because
Okay.
So I'm like, what do you mean? And he did say it seemed like my foot couldn't hit the drums,
Mhm.
when he was at the church.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at him like, and
Mhm.
so he had got to where he wouldn't. All my kids are very talkative. They're gonna talk. And so
Yeah.
he had got to where he kind of got quiet.
Mhm.
And he was like, well, I got a speech problem. I'm like, you don't have no speech problem?
No, you don't.
I was like, well, maybe you get the stuttering when you get upset, but you don't have a speech problem. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I'm like, you
Right.
don't have a speech problem. So all this stuff he was saying that he had been noticing months in that,
Mhm.
but I noticed he had been quieter.
Right.
And so on the 3rd
Mhm.
of January is when he had soccer practice.
Mhm.
And some just told me to just kind of hang out because sometimes I pick the kids up and another parent bring them home.
Right. Right.
So I had dropped them all off, but I stayed because I'm like, I'm gonna watch him. And I couldn't see him that good where they were, but he wasn't moving right. But it was dark,
Mhm.
so they moved to another field. And when they moved to another field, he was walking like
Mhm.
wobbling, and his mouth was twitched.
Ooh.
It looked like he had a stroke, and I just started screaming.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
started screaming, and I mean, I didn't know. And like when he gets nervous, he kind of have like a smirk, like a smile, like a smirk. He don't really say, but I knew it, and we took him to children,
Mhm.
took
Mhm.
him to children's then, and so they did all these testing, and they was like,
Mhm.
well, 'cause I thought it was a stroke. I thought he had a stroke
Right.
where his mouth
Right.
was, his speech was slurred, he
Mhm.
couldn't walk, he was,
Mhm.
you know, so I thought maybe he had a stroke, and so they
Right.
did some testing. And they said, "Oh, he has inflammation back there, but
Mhm. Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
he'll be okay. Do this, do this." Sent us home.
Right.
So the next day was school, and he went to school. And then I went to have lunch with him. I just wanted to watch him.
Uh-huh.
And as I took him across the street to a restaurant across the street, just something, I'm just watching him.
Uh-huh.
When I brought him back, it was a
Uh-huh.
Friday. I brought him back. He couldn't even walk up the steps to the school.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going into school with him, and I said he may need a elevator pass, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Right,
So they
right.
did that, and I went back to the car, and I cried out to God. I cried because I know something is wrong with my baby. I
Right. Right.
I cried out. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I sat there and I screamed. I screamed, and I'm like, God,
Mm,
just show me, something is not right. Something
right,
is not right. Because this kid is
right,
a soccer player.
right,
His
right, right,
his
right, right,
footwork is perfect.
right, right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
So something
right.
something is going on. And so I remember calling my husband, like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta take him back. We gotta take him back.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
when the kids got out of school, we went back. They admitted him.
mhm.
They admitted him. They didn't know what was wrong with him
Right.
because when they did the MRI and they did all that, it just showed inflammation. There
Mm,
wasn't a tumor. There wasn't, the blood work didn't show, and nothing showed cancer. So to me, I'm thinking everything. I'm just,
right,
but not cancer, because
right, right.
cancer was never on my. And I remember sitting in there. I remember sitting in the ER, and I remember crying, and I never forget. I kept saying, my baby,
Mhm,
my baby, my baby. This is my baby. Like,
mhm.
like in disbelief, like this is my
Right,
baby. And I
right.
remember my husband said, he's God's baby too. He's God's. So
Mm,
that's where that hashtag, he's my baby is God baby too, because my husband said that as we sat there.
mhm.
And it gave me a little peace, like, okay,
Right,
he is
right,
God, he knows him.
right, right,
He knew him from when he was in my womb.
right.
And we gave him back to you. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
I'm just I'm just going back over all the sayings I know, everything God
Mhm,
done told me about him.
mhm, mhm,
And he was in the hospital for a week, and he went to the hospital like 3 times.
mhm,
Like 3 times back to back. And each time it's like he couldn't walk. He was getting worse and worse with his walking. And
mhm,
we got ready to get ready to send him off. We was gonna go, wherever we needed to go.
mhm.
And by March, he was using a walker. And
Mm,
so by then he was being homebound. So he couldn't go to school. He couldn't that's when soccer started. So, I remember I had one of his friends, I think it was Aaron. Aaron said, every time we play for tea. Every time we play,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and they check
Mm,
like they text me, his friends text me, they call me, and so that was March.
mhm,
So they still couldn't find anything. So May, they did a biopsy.
mhm.
I'm like, okay, I want them cutting my baby head. That's how I'm
Right,
thinking.
right, right, right,
I'm
right,
like, they can't just figure out what's.
right.
So they did the biopsy, and my mind is not on nothing like this. I'm like, they're gonna go in there and find out this is
Right,
nothing,
right. So they thought, because at one point you said that they thought that he had an autoimmune
Yeah,
or
they
yeah.
tested him. They
Mhm,
tested him for autoimmune when he was in the hospital one of the times.
mhm.
That was draining. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing all this stuff. It was just, the stuff you got to go through.
Right.
To try to figure out. They brought in doctors from UAMS. They
Everyone.
brought in people just watching him and looking at him like this healthy kid. And
Right.
they did, like I said, they did DNA, blood work. They, testing stuff, making sure, just everything. They did everything. Poked
Right.
my baby, spinal taps
Mm,
and everything. Now, mind you, when we went to the hospital, my baby went swallowing pills. He couldn't even swallow pills. And so when I came back, the nurse was giving him a Tylenol. So I'm like, what you giving him?
mm.
She
Wait a
said,
minute.
she's like, oh, ma'am. And he's like, Mama, I might as well. I gotta figure out you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't
Right,
take
right.
the pills. He'd never been sick.
Yeah, I remember you said that on the interview. He'd never been sick except
He
for
never been sick.
earache or ear infection or something.
He had 2 ear infections. He had one when he turned 1 at his 1-year birthday, and then he had one at 7. And he
Uh,
broke his toe with soccer, but that's about it.
right,
Never
right,
sick.
right.
Never sick. So
Oh, okay.
so that was May. So
Mhm,
he had the biopsy May 1st. was it May 1st? I think May 1st.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it was May 1st. Maybe. But May 21st is when they told us, they came in, this doctor's looking. And the way he's looking, I'm like,
Mhm.
what the heck is he finna tell us?
Right.
And
Right.
the way he looking, and he
Mm.
says, um, I hate to tell you this. I'm like, he's like, it's cancer. I'm like, what? Like I was, to hear those words less than 6 months later, I thought I
Right.
was gonna pass out. And then this my baby.
And
Like,
a 15-year-old child,
yeah,
what could he have done to get cancer at 15 years old? Come on.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, and
Ooh.
he just stayed on his phone. He never even looked up. I looked at him. I was so worried about him. He just
Uh-huh.
kept playing his phone. And then, when the doctor left out,
Uh-huh.
we do what we do.
Yeah, well, we do what we do, honey.
We
Yes,
do
we do.
we do what we do. We
Mhm.
pray. We
Yes,
ask him,
yes.
like, you understand what they just said?
Right,
We
right.
we pray and we trust God. We believe in God. But it was just heartbreaking. Like,
And how you do, right? And how do you tell his little sisters?
that was hard. That was hard. Especially for Terryn. Terryn, they're 21 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really, really close. They're really, really close. And even now, like, she tries to make all of them both of them try to make him laugh.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I see
yeah,
that.
they do little stuff to him. And Torryn, she always say, "I just want you to throw me up again, throw me up in the
Oh,
air again," And
he will turn.
yeah,
Just hold on.
yeah, and she,
Torin, it's
yeah, so,
Torin.
yeah,
Torin want to throw. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Torin.
He can't throw Darren Bill.
No,
Darren be throwing all of us up, but
no,
Taryn
ma'am.
tries to, she wants to make him laugh. She go in there and lay with him. She gets on his phone with him because he can't now. He can't use his phone. He can't. Look. And so she goes through his socials for him. He nods because his speech was affected
Uh huh.
and it was slurred, but it's getting worse. Like,
Right.
he,
Mhm.
he, and you just gotta know him. He don't want, and like one time he told me, he always say, well, just take me to the hospital. I'm like, take you to the hospital for what?
What?
You know, and he's getting to, like, because he hates the hospital. So I'm like,
Right.
he feels like he's a burden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you my baby. I
Right.
say, don't I
Right.
call you my baby? I mean, he the only boy, so I can say my favorite boy. You my favorite.
Right. Right.
And I was like, I'm not taking you nowhere. I'm not,
Right.
I'm gonna, whatever you need, we gonna do this here,
We got it. We gonna do
Yeah.
this together.
And now, so that was May, and then they created they did a GoFundMe. They did, like, the school did a pink out, like a pink
Mhm.
out for him. They do a pink out at his school for, like, people that have cancer. And the lady, the coach said a lot of the volleyball girls was like, Terrence, let's do
Right.
Terrence. She said,
Right.
I didn't know anything about Terrence. I didn't know him. I did. And so they did that, raise money around town. Like, his teachers, his principals, they come see him. They call. I
Mhm.
mean, we have been blessed. We've had so many families, soccer families, band families. I mean, when I say teachers and principals, like, you don't just see teachers and principals,
Right.
and our church members, like, our church members have helped. I mean, we just had so many people in the community and family, to
Right.
just help us. Different churches, like, just yesterday I was at Tropical Smoothie and I had my picture on, and
Mhm.
this, like, she looked at me, she said, "Oh, I know him."
Right.
That's my
Right.
baby. That's my baby.
Right.
He
Right.
said, I've been praying for him. You know what I'm saying? I have
Yes.
people
Yes.
come up to me, and that's
Mhm.
what I told him. I was like, you don't know, people praying that we don't even know, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And so now he's just so weak.
Yeah.
His speech is like, I'm not sure if it's the medicine or not sure where the tumor is, because, so to say, like, last November when we went, after he did chemo and radiation all summer
Mm-hmm.
of that 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was really good. November, they was like, okay, we don't see anything because it was in his
Mm-hmm.
cerebellum. And the
Mm-hmm.
cerebellum holds your movement.
Right, right, right.
You
Mobility. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah.
and so they said it was clear. So
Mm-hmm.
he was starting to get better. He looked better. I mean, because he always really looked good. He always had a smile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed, and so because his left side was, he couldn't move his left side.
Mm-hmm.
So after this, it seemed like his left side was getting better. I mean, he was, he would do little stuff like, Mama, look, Mama, look.
Right, right.
Then I noticed like by February, I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
something ain't right. He ain't moving that right side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right side. And so it's when we went back in March of this year, they found another tumor on
Mm-hmm.
his left lobe. And so it's on the left side, affects the right side.
Right, 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 right. So yeah, yeah.
So that's that. And, we continue to trust, we continue to pray, we continue to
Right,
fast.
right.
Everything we know to do. We do, herbal things,
Mm-hmm.
um, but that's just kind of, we like, okay, keep doing therapy,
Right.
we keep doing. So he, we started like hyperbarics, and like hyperbarics is like oxygen. He was getting stronger. And then something happened with the left side, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so now he can't move right side or left side. Like
Wow.
he can't. So
Mm-hmm.
that's phone. He can't, you know what I'm saying? His social aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's kind of go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Okay.
Um, he was in school. They brought all his schoolwork to him, right? Well, he did everything online, and he kept his
Oh yeah.
grades up. Yeah.
He was worried about his grades. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
because his mind is still good. His mind is still good now. His
Wow.
body still,
Wow.
he knows. Let me say something off the wall. He's gonna look
Right.
at me. I like, boy, don't look at me. Look at me like that. And I had when school started this, yeah, he did everything, got his work. He
Mm-hmm.
would get online, do Zoom, do
Just
Zoom
think about
classes.
that. Out of everything that he went through, he kept A's and B's, and oh my God, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
he did.
And
He did. And it had got to where we had to write what he said because he couldn't write. So we had to write
uh
what he said down or type. And so he at one point he could still type. You know what I'm saying? He was
right,
typing, like pecking kind of.
right,
And then, he they included him in everything. He even went to homecoming that year, but
right.
he went, he enjoyed it, but he said when we picked him up, he was
Uh,
crying. He was crying in the car.
uh-huh.
And he crying, I'm crying.
Right, 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 right,
He
right,
he said I'm sad. So
right.
he was crying and he said the music was just so good. He
Oh,
said it wasn't that good last year. I couldn't even he said last year wasn't that good. He said, I just wanted to dance, mama. I
yes,
just wanted
yes,
he said, and
yes,
I realized I couldn't
yes,
dance. I couldn't
yes,
do nothing. He
yes.
said I couldn't do nothing but just watch them have a good time.
Mm.
And it broke me to pieces. Listening to him, you know, and so, but I have to continue to tell him what thus says the Lord. I
Yes,
have to
yes,
continue to, because his faith is stronger than mine. Like
yes.
I've been broke down, and he has his moments, but he's just so strong.
Tough.
He's so
Terrence tough.
Aaron
That's
tough.
it. Yeah.
He is. He is. And that was the thing when he got sick, all his friends coming around. He like, who gonna talk? I'm the one that talks. I can't talk. Who
Right.
gonna And his friends will come over, Jaden will come over, and they'll just watch TV. Nobody even talk. They just
Right.
watching TV,
Right.
eat, hanging out. Just that social
Right.
aspect of it. And I
Support.
try to, yeah,
Man.
they
When I
love it.
when I saw the drive by, his 16th birthday, and they did the drive by, oh God, I think I cried the whole video.
Yeah,
I was
we
like, oh
had a 16
God.
and we had a set when he turned 17. We
I
had
was like,
one.
oh my God.
Yeah, I think the 17 one
Mm-hmm.
When he turned 17 this summer, I think that was a little bit more emotional. The
Okay.
16 was more, but he was still, you
Still,
know,
yeah, yeah.
17. I could tell like his limbs were not as strong, and he had
Okay.
lost weight. And
Okay.
everybody had on the green on that one. I mean, all the people that had on green. I mean, teachers came.
Mm-hmm.
His doctor that delivered him, she
Right.
came, and I just broke down crying. She had
Right.
a rope her car, Terrence, and
Right.
I
Right.
mean, the community has really helped us. I
Yeah.
mean, the
Yes.
support
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
friends, like cash out. Sometimes I'll get a cash app and say, "Oh, this for tea."
Right.
Send this
Right.
to
Right.
tea. Or I tell him, I said, "Dude, you
Right.
got more money in my cash app than I do. Most of this is for you." You
Okay.
know.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. And it's needed. It's well needed because he got a lot of things are not paid through insurance. So
yeah,
y'all have to take care of that. And
yeah, yeah.
then another time you said that the first round of radiation, his hair didn't come out, but the second round it did.
Yeah. So the first time, um, it just was in the back.
Uh huh.
And so I was like, because my baby loved his hair. He,
Mm-hmm.
that when he was little, if he got in trouble at school, I said, okay, I get another call. I'm cutting that hair. I never had no problem because he didn't want that haircut.
Right.
Okay, I only had to cut it like two times, two times.
Uh
And
huh.
Mr. Paul, his barber, like, you sure, little T, what you doing? You sure? I was like, cut it. But he told me, he said, it's not gonna come out. My hair ain't gonna come out. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the one time he told me that God said his hair wasn't gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that he did, I don't know if I told you this or not, but we were praying and we were talking, and he told me that he told me this like in maybe May or
Mm-hmm.
something. He said that God said that kids was gonna come to Christ
Mm.
from his illness. He told me that
Yeah.
in May. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, I'm like, yeah, and then I remember getting a text message from one of his band friends' mom and said, because they have prayer at the poles at the
Uh huh.
school.
Uh
And
huh.
they was like, man, T got these kids up here at this pole praying. You know, he
Right.
said, it's so
Right.
many kids up
Right.
here. And so when he told
Wow.
me that God told him that, he
Mm.
gave me a name of two people. He gave me the name.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like May or June. So a month later, we're in church. And he could still stand up and stuff like that would help. We in church. The two people name he told me, two girls. We're in church. One of them, she's a member there, but we had really just seen her a lot. But he's friends with him in band, and the other one is just a random friend. But
Mm-hmm.
this Sunday, they were at church.
Right. Right.
We just like, hey, it was like, oh, because we had people coming to church.
All right.
So when at the end, discipleship,
Mm.
these two girls that he
Keep it
said that
together.
God,
I'm trying to keep
I
it together. Okay.
I
Come
know, I know. When I
on.
get
Come
through,
on.
when I get through, I'm probably gonna fall apart. But I probably ain't got no more. I probably ain't got no more tears since this week. This week's been tough, and these lashes still blinging. I don't know how, but
Good job.
yeah, yeah. And so we sitting there. The two girls walk up there. He touched me. He hit me, mama, mama. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What? Be quiet. What?
Mm-hmm.
You remember what I told you? You
Wow.
remember? He's like, there they go. I jump up. I'm crying now because,
Right. Right.
I know he told me that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm like,
Right.
okay, God told you. But I'm seeing it. And he's
Right.
crying.
Right.
He's
Right.
crying. I'm crying. And then
Right.
everybody's looking at us like, why they crying?
Oh Lord, I'm crying. Y'all need to leave me alone now. Hold
We
on.
cried. And so after they went up,
Woo.
I, I,
Yes,
I
God.
got
Yes,
I
Lord.
got the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I know y'all may be wondering why we crying. I said, but a couple months ago, my baby told me that God told him that kids was gonna come to Christ
Mm-hmm.
because of him. And he named two people, and
Mm.
that's them standing
Hey,
right there
here.
that's giving their life to Christ. And everybody starts shouting and praising God. But just So God talks to him, and I know he hears God.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's going to do what God tells him to do. He's just that kid. He's always been that kid. He's always like he's that kid. You don't really see a lot of boys praising, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like that.
Right. Right.
He didn't care. He didn't care. He would cry. You know what I'm saying? He was just that kid. He wear his hoodies. Here, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. It was a like an admin or something at his school. And when he got sick, I remember he said, "Oh, he's the kid that wear the Jesus hoodies and the
Mm-hmm.
God got me hoodies." He
Mm-hmm.
was like, "I
Mm-hmm.
know him." He
Mm-hmm.
knew him because of his hoodies, not because of his behavior. Because
Right.
he'd never go see him because he didn't get in trouble.
Right.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying? He
Right.
knew him by what he wore, by his, how he acted, how he handled himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we saw, and I told those girls, I say, he told me that
Mm-hmm.
God told him that you all were going to. And then T said, I didn't know she was going to come to my church. He said, we laughed, and she hugged
Right.
him. They hugged him. And I mean, like and so his hair didn't come out. He told me God said his hair wasn't going to come out. So after he got diagnosed with that other tumor, he had to do radiation.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to do as much. And I remember combing his hair, and it just felt brittle. It didn't feel right. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little piece. I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. So I had to tell him, uh, I
Right.
wasn't surprised, but having to tell my baby that.
Right. Right. Right.
And he was like, it's okay. So, I got on Amazon. I ordered every hair piece, every hat, every color, because he likes to match.
Right.
And
Right.
so I got every color to match his socks and shoes, because he's a shoe fanatic. He got every color
Right.
shoe, you know, like
Right.
when he started doing therapy, he
Mm-hmm.
told he told his grandma, my husband's mom, I can't be messing up my good shoes up in the therapy. I ain't trying to put no creases in these shoes. So she bought him 2 pair of workout shoes.
Uh-huh.
And so when he go, like, they be like, T, we like your shoes. He like, man, these ain't even my shoes. These workout shoes. So he loves to look nice. And so this time when his hair started coming out, um, I never forget. I taught. He said, "It's okay, Mama. It's okay." And I think he looks at me. He watches me. He watched my
Mm-hmm.
movement. He watched my being, because he know I love him, and he know that I can't do nothing about this. Ain't
Right.
nothing I can do.
Right.
I have
Right.
I have talked to God, and I said, is it something I've done? Like, did I do something to cause,
Mm-hmm.
God, like, you ain't did nothing, but you go through that. Like, if I could have done this, or
No.
maybe something
No.
I done and didn't get caught, you go
Right.
through that,
Right.
which I know that's not,
No.
or I whooped him too much, because he got whoopings. Oh, yeah. We were,
As a mom, just like when Nana went through that mental thing, and I was like, well, God, I can't fix this.
I
Some
can't fix
things you just can't. You can't.
I can't fix this. And I said, God, I would do anything, to, I mean, I know I said that's my baby, because that is my,
Yeah.
all of them are. And so when his hair started, because I'm the only one to do it. I do his hair, but Miss Sade does his hair too. And she was braiding when he got sick. He wanted some braids or some twists, but I was doing his hair and it just didn't feel right. And I was like, oh my God. So as I'm combing, his hair was coming out, and I'm like, oh my God. So we got in the shower. I put my swimsuit on, and
Mm-hmm.
I got in there. I sat him down, and
Mm-hmm.
I combed his hair. And as I combed, I cried. I cried, and it was coming out. And my husband standing at the shower. I'm putting hair in the bag, and I hear my baby. He just weeped. He weeped, and I just like, I thought I was gonna pass. I thought I was gonna pass out. He just weeped. He did. He just let out one little weep, and and so I kept something on his head. I kept his head, and so his daddy shaved the rest of the hair off, and I kept it covered up. And I remember I went home from my cousin's shower, and he called me. He was still talking really good. Okay then. He called me. He was, Mama, where you at? I was like, what's wrong? His dad had took him to the bathroom, and his dad didn't put nothing on his head. So
Uh-huh.
he saw his hair was gone, and it just broke him down. And my husband like, I ain't know, I ain't know to put that on his head,
Right, right,
and
right.
so he saw it. He saw him in the illness. He saw the hair gone, but I kept his head covered. I bought everything to match what he had. He stayed fresh because that's what he.
She said
I
he
have to
stayed
keep.
fresh.
Yes, he loves to be fresh. Even now,
Uh-huh.
you want to wear this? He'll shake his head. No, he still picks his stuff out. He still picks his shoes out. What goes with what?
Uh-huh.
Because I try to let him be that independent. Because I know how he likes to dress. I know, how he liked to do it. And so
Uh-huh.
his stuff came out. But baby, when he came back and he saw that. That's how he started growing that beard out. He's like, I'm
Uh-huh.
growing my beard out. I'm growing my beard out. And then he said, I want some waves. So that's when I said, well, T, your hair so curly. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
cause
said,
when
when it comes.
when I I had to see y'all on Facebook, I was like, God, that boy got a lot of hair, and I said, look like he got facial hair. He is mighty young to have facial
Yeah.
hair like that. I
He's
mean,
been having facial hair since ninth grade. But he get that from his daddy. His daddy. When I met him, I'm like, how old are you? So
right.
so that's what we were working on. We was working getting that beard right and them waves. So his hair started growing back. And I mean, he always had really curly hair. I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do no waves,
Right.
because it's really curly. So and then I never forget when he like, I look good like this. You know, he liked the way the clean cut, because he ain't never really had a clean cut in a while. So I
Okay.
said, you gonna grow it back? He's like, no, nah,
No.
no.
Okay. Question.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
not a question. Not a question. That's a question. You told me about the Make a Wish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of our great friends, she's a doctor. I used
Uh,
to work with her. She loved my babies.
uh-huh.
Uh, I ain't gonna say her name because she probably don't want it. But anyway, she
Uh,
reached out to them, in which
uh-huh.
after she had reached out, other people had reached out, like, y'all should do
Okay.
make a wish. So we did make a wish, and we got granted with a trip to Disney. He
Uh-huh.
said he wanted Torryn to go because him and his sister had been to the
Uh-huh.
one in California.
Uh-huh.
But Torryn wasn't born, so she hadn't been. So we went to Disney. It was great. Everything was great. Everything was, paid for.
Uh-huh.
It was a blessing. Like everything, and that, you know what I'm saying. Like everything we went through has been a blessing. Like I
Uh-huh.
see, like with my husband, I saw God in that the whole time. I just saw God
Uh-huh.
because I'm like, you wasn't even sick, and they found it. Nothing was wrong with you, God. You know what I'm saying? And so even through this, I see God. I just see God, and I don't know.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't
Yes.
know what He want us to get out of this. I don't know. I don't. I'm like, God, whatever. Whatever it is, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm
Right, right,
ears
right, right, right.
open.
You got,
You
you
know.
got your ears. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I have to be mindful of some of the stuff I listen to, the people I talk to, because it can, sometimes when I talk to certain people or I'm talking to someone and they're telling me about some stuff, I just stay quiet
Okay.
because I'm really trying to tune it out and just go,
Right.
there's
Right.
nothing, yeah, there's nothing I can, I got this over here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got to stay focused because it was somebody that was my coworker.
Uh-huh.
It's a whatever, but I tried to reach out to her, and she didn't respond either purposely or non-purposely,
Uh-huh.
but she ended up needing, needing me for something. And
Uh-huh.
I told her, I said, I wasn't gonna respond to you because you didn't respond to me. But I said, look,
How
I'm
we
praying
do
for.
it?
I said, but I'm praying for some stuff for my baby, and I can't have nothing and nobody hindering nothing
No,
that I need to get for my baby. So
no words.
this is why I'm responding to you, because my
Right.
baby need a healing, and I ain't finna not get it because of you.
No, no, we
And
ain't
I
need.
just told her that. I
Mm-mm.
told her that, and I meant it because I
No.
didn't want to respond.
Right.
But
Right.
I did, I did. And I just, like I said, I just see God in a lot of this stuff.
A lot of it.
I
Mm.
just, I mean, like meals. I can be getting ready. Well, what I'm gonna cook? Somebody, drop stuff off at my porch. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
it's just been a blessing. It's just and I know people are like, how can that be a blessing, your baby? And
Right.
like he's lost weight. It hurts me.
Right.
It
Right.
hurts me to see him like
Mm,
that. Hurts me to see him so weak and
right.
feeble, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. And if you just know him,
Mhm,
he just want to be, because when he first got sick,
mhm,
he fell a lot in the bathroom. That
mm.
was where he fell a lot at. He don't want his mama coming in no bathroom with him.
Yeah.
You
No.
know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so and I had to explain to him, look, I ain't going nowhere. I mean, I ain't gonna look. I don't care. But I got your back. We got your back, and we gonna do this.
Mm.
And them sisters be on it, honey. Torryn gave him a bell to ring.
Right.
Can you just ring this bell? I was like, give me this bell. So, I mean, I just see God in things. And like this week, I don't know if you got another question for me, but I was going, this week has been so tough. Like, it's like the enemy, the enemy just gets in your head and
Mhm,
he
mhm.
shows you a picture, and you like, what I'm saying? And you just get down. And,
Right. Right.
I,
Right.
like, I praise. I
Mhm,
praise with T. We sing. We all sing. My husband was like, "Baby, you got to be praising around here. We got to get these. We got to get to praising. We this
right.
is not defeat. We got."
Right.
I tried to praise. Nothing came out. I couldn't. I couldn't muster up enough air, because I look at my baby and they're laying there, can't move, and I look in his eyes and he looking at me, and I can't. There's nothing I can do. Ain't nothing I can do. I could. It's like I didn't have the air. Like, literally, my air was this week. My air was just taken. Like, and I went back and I said, God, you told me.
Right.
You told me. I know I heard you. You
Sometimes we have to remind God what He
Yes,
said.
I did. I went back. I said, you told me who he was. You told me what he was going to be. You told me he was going to preach. You told me he was going to have kids everywhere. He was going to bring people to Christ. I said, but he can't do that now. I said, you told me this wasn't to death. You told me. And I just went back over it with him. I was like, I don't have enough air.
Right.
And so my
Right.
husband, my husband, he's so great. He just so great. I mean, oh, he came home and I called him. I like, I need you here. I can't. I need you. I can't.
Mhm,
I couldn't muster enough of. I couldn't muster enough faith up
mm,
to move. And I work with mental health. I
mhm,
work with kids, behavior kids.
mhm, mhm.
And when he first got sick, I was angry. Like, I'm helping these kids. They
Right.
don't want to hear my baby go to school. He do good. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
said, God, I don't want these kids to be sick.
Right.
I don't want my baby to be sick.
Right.
And
Right.
so I'm ministering to other kids, and I can't minister to myself.
Mm, mm.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I told my husband said, baby, you got to sing. Your praise is in your voice. I said, I don't have no air. I
Mm.
can't do. And he said, that's not a God.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what he said. And I sat there angry, because
Mm,
I'm angry. I have angry. I'm angry. I don't want to sing. I don't want to. I'm angry. I'm angry because my baby trying to talk to me and his voice is leaving.
right.
Like, it's watching,
Right.
and he's talking to me, and he's talking to me with his eyes, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And so, and then it had got to one point, taking Terryn to school. And so Terryn had a moment. She had to go to band and she broke down. He's supposed to be with me. I'm doing all this stuff and he can't do it.
Right.
You She has those moments. And I drop her off at school. For about 2 months, I cried every day, because when I would come back, I
Mhm.
see all his friends walking to soccer, walking.
Right. Right. Right.
I would cry. I would cry.
Right.
So I started going, God said, you go that way. Don't come back this way. You go all the way around that way. So
Mm,
I've been doing that. And
mm,
then I was watching people like legs. When I passed through UCA, they're going through the crosswalk. I'm watching them walk. It had
mm,
got to that. I was getting like so obsessed with walk, because my baby, you know what I'm saying? He
mm.
walked at 10 months and now he can't walk. You know what I'm saying? He can't. What I miss the most is his hugs, because he would always hug me real tight, and he'll say, "Give me that Miss Annie hug." Miss Annie will hug him at church. He know
Mhm.
you can't hug like Miss Annie, Mama. He would give me hugs and picking me up, his laugh and his smile. So we watched Lean on Me. We watched Lean on Me this weekend, everybody.
Mhm.
So every time something happened, that because he has a sense of humor like his mama. So
Mhm.
I said, T, I'm laughing at that. You laughing? He'll look at me and give me that eye. I like, now you would have been laughing. And he'll go, hey. I said, oh no. So so Torrin came and she said, attitude, walk away. And did that, and he laughed. She said, I made him laugh. So now we just trying to make him laugh, make him
Right.
smile. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
just be there for him mentally. Like, he's never by himself. It's always somebody in there with him. Because
Mhm.
I don't even want him to feel,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
feel. I sleep with him. I end up I sleep with him. I said, you want me to sleep with you? Uh-uh. And then I like, you want me to sleep with you? So I said, I'll be back. So sometimes I go in my room, watch TV, and then he'll doze off, and I go in there and sleep with him, because his legs, like now his legs have started hurting. Like he went in no pain. He went now his legs, I was like, well, maybe because he's not moving them. Like I move him, I stretch him every day. I
Mhm.
stretch his leg, I move his hands, I move him. That's the stuff that I do to make sure they don't get stiff and
Right.
because that's what's going on now. But he's so weak, like he can't. I coughed today, and I was like, "My baby," that's why he can't do it, because it took a lot just for me to cough, and I'm like,
Right.
he
Right.
can't. Like he's just so weak, And
Mhm.
then this morning on that prayer line, baby.
Yeah, I put my cousin on the prayer line, Yahweh School of the Prophets. I've been on that prayer line probably a year now, close to a year anyway. And I told them, what was going on with Terrence, and I put him on the prayer prayer list, and she said, "Well, I need to talk to her." So yeah.
Yes,
So
and she said some of the same things my pastor said. And then afterwards, I talked to my husband, because, she was saying some stuff about my husband. And I told him that, and he said she was in line with what God had told him. And
mm,
so, it's been more of a peace. And then my husband said, because he been watching Bernie Mac show. Bernie Mac crazy. I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
he gonna laugh at Bernie Mac.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
he laughed. He was laughing today, because I just, you know what I'm saying? And um, we just pray over him. We pray, like we all pray.
Right.
Taryn get home tonight. We're gonna all get together and pray when she come from the
Good.
game.
Good.
And we've always done that. Like
Right.
this is nothing. Like we've always been so close. We've always, that's just. And so now I'm like, it's just like it's like a dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Like
like
you,
a.
it's like you watching a movie, huh? Yeah. And but you in it. But you in it.
But I'm in it. I'm
Right.
in. I'm in it.
Right.
But I just trust God. I
Yes.
tell you, it's not a death sentence. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But the enemy, he's just so conniving.
Yeah. He'll play
You
with
know,
your mind.
yeah,
And
play
yeah.
with my mind, and
Yeah.
that's my baby. A lot of times, I know some mothers, but most mothers, they kids, you birth them, but
Right.
I say, well, God, you loved him first.
That's right.
And he yours, I'm yours, we rolling with you over here. As
That's right.
one of my church members, Mitty, say, I see you on the block, God. I see you on the block.
Come on now.
Come on. I see you on the block. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I know him, we seen him do it, And
Mm-hmm.
I told my husband, I said, God allows you to go through there so you
Mm-hmm.
can help your son.
That's right. That's
Who
right.
knows? You know what I'm saying? Because they have some
Right.
of the same symptoms: the stomach pains, the
Right.
cramps, the chills, the numbness of your fingers, and you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so
Right.
there's a lot of healthy things out there that can help you,
Yeah.
do
Right.
this fight, and
Yeah.
people out there that has fought and won. So I just,
Right.
I
And
appreciate.
Terrence have one. He's
Yeah.
one. We just waiting on the manifestation in his body because it's
Yeah.
already
I know. A praise
done.
report.
Yes,
A
already done.
praise report.
Already done, honey.
Already done.
Already.
Already
Now I want
done.
you to tell me now what is he doing now? What you say he's in speech therapy? Is he doing any of that now? He's not doing any of that right now.
Well, he he went to he went to therapy yesterday. He went to
Uh-huh.
OT and PT, but I mean,
Yeah.
because he can't, so he's not doing any of that right now. He has two MRIs this week
Uh-huh.
coming up. He has his treatments Monday,
Okay.
and then because he's getting treatments every 2 weeks,
Okay.
and so that's at Children's. He has an MRI
Uh-huh.
um of the brain, and they just want to see if anything, because he's so weak. They want to make sure there's
Uh-huh. Yes.
nothing
Yes.
going on.
So tell them about the hyperbaric chamber. Tell them what that is.
Well, look, if I can explain it, because but what it is put oxygen in your body,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a chamber. Um, and he did that. Insurance don't cover it,
Uh-huh.
but at that point, I'm just like, we done went through our savings, because we still got to live.
That's right.
Uh, and it was helping him, and we haven't been back because I'm still paying it. I mean, and he was been so weak, it's hard for me to get him myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can
Right.
get him if I need him, I got him,
Right.
but it is hard getting him in the car. In the car is the hardest
Yeah.
thing.
So
And
you're
so
not working, right? So you haven't been able to work.
I work.
Do you? You still work?
Yeah,
Okay.
I work. I still work. In his wheelchair, I'm waiting on, it's supposed to get a backup. His wheelchair, the back was lower. So
Okay.
now they're trying to get a higher back to
Okay.
support. A
Good,
lot of
good, good,
support for him because he can
good, good,
barely hold up. You know what I'm
good,
saying? All
good.
those muscles and stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, what else? So yeah, he was doing speech, and so most of everything now we just do here. We just
Okay.
rotate. We just work it out. Sometimes my husband will go into work like
Uh-huh.
afternoon and work till
Okay. Yeah.
12 or 1 in the morning,
Right,
and
right.
then or either he'll go to work and I'll leave for work about
Uh-huh.
when the kids get out of school. I'll see clients at their home, so
Okay.
we just work around it. And then some days he just takes off and I go to work
Uh-huh.
the morning, and he do,
Right.
we make it
Right.
work.
Yeah, y'all make it work.
We make
But
it work.
but I know it's still expenses. A lot of expenses that that your insurance don't pay.
Yeah. and
So
and then at the new year, because he had Tefra, he
uh-huh.
has the regular HMR, United Health or something like that, but they ended up getting him Tefra. He got the Tefra that we pay,
Uh-huh.
this
Right,
Medicaid, but we pay like 100, and which that's compared to a lot of that stuff he has to do, it's still cheaper,
right, right,
you
right,
know.
right,
So, and you got to do renewals and
right,
paperwork,
right.
so you go without that. Yeah.
Right. And
But
then I know when it first started, y'all did the GoFundMe, right? When he
yeah,
first, yeah,
they
still
did the
open, right? Is that still
yes,
open? Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. So I get it goes straight to my account, my RBS account.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I'm in control of it. My friend Crystal created it for us.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes straight to our account. It's on my page. And if you like go to the GoFundMe and you put in his name, Terrence Blake, I think it just pops up, and then I can get the link tagged to here too.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the link to all my social media platforms,
Okay.
and then you
Okay.
just click on it and go to it, cause y'all know you need all the help y'all
My baby right here.
want. That's T.
That's my baby.
That's T. Well, yeah, I knew this was gonna be really good. I was just nervous. I was like, what am I getting nervous for? I do this. I've been doing this every week for the last 5 weeks. Nervous for what? I said, so I'm getting ready to have on this
I
channel.
know. I know. And
I'm
give
just
God the glory. I give him
yes,
the glory.
yes,
Last it was 2 Sundays ago. And I know better. Praise is my breakthrough. I
right,
already know.
right, right, right.
But I didn't want to praise.
But you go through you going through so
Yes,
much.
I didn't
Yeah.
want the praise. I wanted to go in my
Yes.
room and put my cover over my head. Because
Right.
I never get to, you know what I'm saying? I don't get to
Right.
do, because
Right.
I'm
Right.
always
Right.
comedian mode,
Yeah.
mama
Yeah.
mode, you know what I'm saying? And whatever he wants, I get, because his appetite, you know what I'm saying? His
Right.
appetite. So we got another smoothie today. He liked the smoothie, but
Right.
if when he told me, I think what got me when I was like, "You want some Zaxby's?" He loves Zaxby's, and he said no. I was like, "You don't want Zaxby's?"
So you crying now,
I started crying. Why would you eat Zaxby's? I'm getting it.
huh?
I went and got it anyway, man. I'm like, "You
Right.
gonna eat?" You know. He
Right.
loves Zaxby's. He always asked me. He said he didn't want. I said, "What you want, icy? You want, snow
Right.
cone? Ain't no snow cones out." But if he would have said, "Yeah," I would have probably went and made a snow cone. Look, I got a
Right.
teacher friend. I got a teacher
Right.
friend, Miss Cypher.
Right.
She got a snow cone machine. I would have called her. I
Right.
mean, I just want him to eat, and that's why I said you can't give up.
Right. No.
You gotta
No.
fight. And so, a lot of times, what I do when he gets like that, I
Mhm.
bring up his sisters, because
Mhm.
I said, "What if it was your sisters?" I said, and he was like, because he don't play about them. I have to. I
Right.
said, well, what if Torryn needed this? What would you say? He like, all right, I got you. I got you. I said, so do you see how I feel? Because the way I feel about them, he feel about the girls.
Right.
So
Right.
that kind of gets it in perspective for him,
Right. Right.
But I appreciate you, for this opportunity, because I was like, and then I found out today it was live. I'm like, hmm. And people was messaging me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know. So yeah,
Well,
and some of my coworkers and people have reached out to me. I appreciate. I mean, I get I get messages, like spiritual messages, and
right.
just
Right.
keep going. We see
Right.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I
Right.
said, God, you got us in the limelight. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm gonna do it with him. I'm gonna do it
Right.
with him.
That's right.
Like I said, I didn't want to praise. And then I guess I didn't want to, and then when I tried to, I couldn't. I'm like, okay. I don't want to anyway. Is what I'm thinking. I don't want to anyway. Like I'm having a battle with. I'm like, I can't be having a battle with God. He gonna win
Right.
every time. What I'm doing? You
Right. Right.
crazy?
Right. That's right. That's right.
But yeah. But today I said, okay. After that prayer this morning, and Stella got her groove. I guess I got
Yes,
something
sir.
back. I got the spirit
Woo.
back, baby. I was ready.
Woo.
I was in
Yeah.
good spirit. These
Girl, I was
lashes were
messed
still
up.
lashing. After
Yeah, I
all
was
that
messed
crying,
up.
they still was
Girl,
there.
I was messed up
Yeah.
this morning. I was trying to be a little quiet because mom and them, it's early. It's 5:30. It's
Oh,
early.
I woke up the house, baby. I woke up the house. I said, y'all need to wake up anyway. Get up. Because it was 6:30 by that time. They needed to
Right.
wake up anyway. I
Right.
started clapping and everything. I was like, hey, they used to it, because my
Right.
husband pray. He pray every hour. He got alarms going off in the house, and he praying and worshiping. So they know.
Right. Right.
Taryn walked in. She was so sweet walking in. I said, I guess that praise had him waking up so sweet. Come on, Torryn. Come on. I'm like, maybe it hit her, and while she laying down, spirit hit her. But
Right.
yeah, it was great. It was great.
That's
It was
good.
great.
That's good.
It was great.
And I just want you to know, we may not talk as much, but I am watching. I'm watching, and
I
I'm
know.
praying,
I
and
know.
I'm
I
praying,
know. I know.
and
I know.
I just know
I
God
know.
got it.
I know, and I just gotta see God, 'cause I remember what he said. I'm like, you said all this stuff, God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like churches around here. I told T, I said, when it's over, we going to all these churches and personally thank all these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
that's another thing with his friends. Boys don't show expression, but
Mm-hmm.
hear them boys say, "I love you, T. We love you. We love."
Yeah.
It wasn't a dry eye when they came to our church.
Mm-hmm.
They came and dapped him up. He can't use his hand, so I put his hand up. They dapped him up. I
Mm-hmm.
love you, man. Just telling him, and it's
Right.
genuine. It's
Right.
genuine. It's real.
Right.
And I told him, I said,
Right.
man, sometimes you don't find friends like that. You be grown. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Correct.
Sometimes some
Correct.
people never find it. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate our friends and family. I mean, I don't take it lightly, because nobody, I always be like, nobody has to do this, do
Right.
things for me or
Right.
send stuff to my cash up. Like, you don't have to, that's
That's
nobody,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
grateful,
Right. Right.
I'm grateful.
All right. cousin, I just love you.
Yes, I love you
You just always
too.
been just so sweet. So
Thank
sweet. And I
you.
just, when I want to uplift, I usually just go and I say, let me go look at Tina and this little girl cutting up.
I know
She
Torryn,
had
Lord.
me laughing so hard.
Yes, yes. She is. You know what? She is the light.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like, I don't know, have no another kid. But
Right.
she was that inspiration. Even when my husband was sick, she was that inspiration. She just kept us going. And when she went to preschool, my dad has had a procedure. He can't drive and he can't pick me up. And so, I mean, she just keeps us,
Right.
uplifted. Even when
Right.
TT rolls his eyes. I mean, like when she walked in and said, attitude, walk off. And he said, she just keeps it, sometimes you don't know, you don't know, see God. Like Mother
Right.
Jackson say, see God in it. And I see him.
Right.
I see him in it. I
Yeah.
trust him. So,
Yes.
and I appreciate y'all.
Oh, I appreciate you, team. But I'm gonna post a GoFundMe, and I need y'all to GoFund me.
I know. Thank y'all.
Oh
Thank y'all
yeah,
in
yeah.
advance. Thank y'all in
Yes,
advance.
yes. And we love you. We love them kids, and we continuously in prayer. You can get on that prayer line. This 7 days a week, honey.
Is it okay? Okay, so I was gonna
Yeah.
ask if it was tomorrow. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna be on there.
And California is at 3:30 in the morning, so I'm up at 3:30. Seven
Yeah.
days a week. I
Yes,
have.
because that was so uplifting, and I think
Whew.
we as Christians and we need something to uplift us
Right.
daily. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because like I had got to where I was about spiritually dead because I was just like my baby's sick and trying to work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But I needed that. It came right on time, so I appreciate you.
Amen. Amen. Well, I just thank everyone for tuning in, and I
How do
just
you know if
thank
people
God.
tuned in?
Cause I see everybody. Your cousin Shelly in here, Miss Beverly in here,
Uh,
Shay in here, Crystal is in here. Yeah,
my
and
friend just messaged me.
testimony and Emil, they in here. I don't know who else. Carolee in here.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
Dee,
y'all.
yeah, Deidre in
My
here.
my
Deidre
friend just
Watkins. Yeah, she's in
hey, my
here.
friend just texted me and said I didn't know whether to cry, laugh.
Both. Tell her both.
Yes,
Do
we
both of
cried
them.
and laughed. Y'all,
Right.
that's my baby. Y'all pray
Yeah.
for my baby. Pray
Oh
for my
yeah,
baby. My baby.
continuously, continue. I'm ready to see the testimony. I want to hear the testimony.
I
I want to
know.
see him. I
That's what
want to see him. Well, I want to see the walk. That's what I want to
and
see.
I'm gonna say walk, walk, walk. I'm gonna tell him walk, walk, walk.
No, I'm gonna say now. Walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out.
I know. And no, his song is. I tell him he loved the wobble.
Uh huh.
He
Uh huh.
loved the Tori said, I can do it for you. I can do it for you. See, I can do
Oh, that's all right.
I
Thank
can do
you.
it for you.
Brandy's on here. Brandy Kendrick. She said that they supporting you.
I love you, Brandon, Bridget. That's Bertha May twins. That's what my
Yeah.
papa call them.
Yes.
Bertha May. But thank all y'all. Thank y'all so
Yeah,
much.
we love y'all, but I'm letting y'all know now. I'm posting that GoFundMe and bless this family because they need it. They need
Thank
the
you.
blessing. And I
Thank you.
love you, Tina. I love
I
what
know you let me know
Ting.
anything you need. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll help you any way I
I
can.
remember when Mama sitting over there. I remember when Mama used to keep you. You remember?
Call me Teen Teen.
Ting Ting.
It's
And
a lot
then
of people still call me Teen Teen
right.
in the family.
I remember when you got on that iron
I
and
still
burnt
have
the
that on my leg.
back of your leg. I said,
It's
"Oh,
still there.
they ain't gonna let us keep her no more, Mama. They ain't gonna
It's
let us keep her no
I
more."
know. Look, it's still there, and the bigger my leg get, the bigger the mark get. Okay,
Yeah.
the bigger the
Woo.
leg, the
And I
bigger
was
the mark.
crying, girl. I was crying. I was like, they're not gonna let us keep her no more, Mama. They ain't gonna let us keep her no
Well,
more.
I always heard the story. I bet my grandma was like, they done burned my baby.
Yeah.
Look, my leg was that little now. It ain't that
Yeah.
little no more. So that
Right.
you should see.
I have to see that when I see you again because I
Yes, look,
remember
I take a
it was two
picture.
little spots. It was two spots.
It,
I was
yeah,
like,
cause
oh God.
it boom, boom. It did
One
boom,
of them,
boom.
one of them bubbled up, and I was like, "Oh Lord, look at her leg."
I seen your picture. I had to get somebody to take it. I can't take it, but I seen your picture.
Okay. Thank y'all for. You got anything else you want to say before we get off?
No, just I love y'all. And just keep us lifted, all of us.
Yeah. So I thank y'all for tuning in again to Jonay's Gems. This is my season finale, season 1, episode 10. I'm gonna kind of get somebody to help me to do a video. We're kind of doing some clips of the whole season, and that'll be my next show to let y'all kind of see what we did for those 10
I know.
episodes.
I know.
So,
I've been
yeah.
watching them too. I've been watching. They've been really good, and we
Thank,
didn't
thank,
cry too much tonight.
no, it was all
I
right.
didn't cry all week.
It
I
was
ain't got
all
no.
right.
My tears is low.
Whew, whew, that was a lot. That was a lot.
I know. I know.
Thank God. Thank God.
But
We
thank
made
you.
it. We made it. We made it. All
Yeah.
right. I love y'all, and y'all have
Okay.
a good
Love
night.
you too.
And thanks for the chat. To God be the glory. Amen.
To God. Yep.
Thanks. Give it
The
to us.
glory.
Come on. Give us a little bit.
No. Look, I'm just now getting back in the swing of
Right.
things now.
Y'all just go on her page. She's singing all the time. Just go on her page. Cameria Shantina Beasley Blake.
Get her right, Ann. Get her right.
Look, they heard you over there, Mama. She said, "Get her right." All right, love y'all.
Okay,
Y'all
bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Oh, I keep thinking I'm on the tablet.
I don't know how to hang up either.